I think I might have an issue with my mic. Let me see. So let's see, can you hear me now?
I think I might have an issue with my mic.
Okay, I think that's better now, isn't it?
Issue with my mic.
Okay, I think that's better now, isn't it?
Issue with my mic. Okay, I think that's better now, isn't it? Issue with my mic. Okay, I think that's better now, isn't it?
Okay, let me see what's going on here. See, this is exactly why I need your help, guys. Because I'm not sure what's going on and I'm not sure what you can actually hear. Is there an echo? Alright, let me fix that. And yes, I think. Right. Alright, I'm quickly gonna send the link for the free Telegram channel. So I think I'm gonna grab my phone and just run a test there. See what it sounds like. Alright, test 1, 2, 3, test. Alright, let's go again. Test 1, 2, 3, test. Well, I'm not sure what's going on. I think it's fine now. You guys let me know in the comments if I need to fix my mic or something. I'm really not sure what's going on, but I'm gonna keep going. And we're gonna check out the chart in just a second. If you can't hear me properly, just let me know in the comment section. And not only that, but also share what pairs you're trading. Do you currently have any trades, or what kind of setups are you looking for? I guess you are here for the setups, but of course, best case scenario, you have your own plan. You know, you have your own strategy, and you base your entries on that, not on other traders' ideas. Even though having a guidance is not bad at all. So we're gonna start off with um, euro dollar. Okay, now again, for those of you who have been in either the premium Telegram channel or the free Telegram channel, you know that you get daily updates on euro dollar. And what we said earlier this morning, was that this uptrend will most likely continue. Okay, so eventually I would be waiting for price to hit 1.18 first, then eventually 1.1850 as well. These are my next targets for the euro dollar. And if you are looking at the 4-hour time frame, it looks like we are still trading sideways. Okay, now the thing is, I'm not going to be surprised if price takes out this support level right here. Okay, so I'm not talking about a trend reversal or anything like this, but maybe something like that and then a reversal. I'm not going to be surprised at all, because I know that below this low and also below these lows right here, we've got plenty of stop loss orders down here. So all of that is liquidity, right? Can I write that? Okay, all of that is liquidity. So the market may need to grab that in order to continue higher, eventually breaking above the most recent highs. Remember, this is the 4-hour time frame, so we really need a strong move that will be able to take the market higher. Okay, now that usually means we need to grab some liquidity. Now we've already done this right here, okay, with this last bit of price action, because even below this low, again, we had plenty of stop loss orders, so there was another liquidity zone down here. Well, we've already gathered all of that liquidity with this price action, so I'm looking for either a continuation to the upside right away, or maybe price taking out this bit right here as well. So whenever you're not certain or you're not sure about how you should proceed and whether you should take a trade or wait a little bit longer, well, that means you're not ready to take the entry. It is as simple as that, you know. I think my stream is lagging more than usual. It's usually like 3 or 4 seconds. I think we're running a bit behind, but that's okay. Um, so this is pretty much the setup that I'm looking for on euro dollar. Now, what does that mean? Because we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, but obviously, I know a lot of you guys are focusing on the lower time frames. Now, for me, I do like those setups as well, but if I need a certain things to see in order to get my confirmation and get the entry when I'm on the higher time frame, I will need double the confirmation if I'm on the lower time frames, right? So if let's say on the 4-hour chart we have this price action, now this is the 15-minute time frame, but imagine that this is on the 4-hour chart, and let's say we hit this 61.8 fib, okay, right here. Now, even if I see just one candle in the opposite direction, a really nice momentum candle or a rejection wick and then a bullish candle, for me that would be enough in most cases to take an entry. But if I'm on the 15-minute time frame, it doesn't work like this. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if I'm on the 15-minute time frame, I'll probably have to see price breaking above previous levels. And so to me, it makes sense this level right here. This is the 1.1740, 1730, well, not 1735 or something like this. Well, basically, technically, this high. Why? Well, we've got price pushing down, we've got a pullback, we've got another downside push, we then have a pullback, and then we have a really strong momentum. So if we manage to come back above this momentum right here, because this is a signal that a lot of sellers have entered the market right here, okay? So if we manage to take out all of those sellers and we come back and not only test the previous high, but also close above it, well, then this is going to be a signal that we're most likely reversing. So this is probably not going to happen in a single candle, okay? It will probably take some time, but these are the setups that I would work with when I'm on the lower time frame. So euro dollar, I'm only bullish and nothing else, okay? I think best thing to do for you is to only be looking for buying opportunities because we are in a very strong trend. So whenever we are in a pullback, we're not really trading those. Okay, we're just waiting for price to give us that reversal once again in order for us to enter. And if you get a deep pullback into a strong trend, well, this is good because this actually allows you to enter your trade at a cheaper level, your long trade at a cheaper level. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, it does. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it very in very much detail so you guys can get it, but that's why we have this chat box. So in order, if let's say you're not sure about what I'm talking about, or you don't know if you got the meaning, whatever, you guys drop your questions in there, and I'll make sure to revisit this topic again and try and explain it using different words. So, anyways, so okay, we're only bullish. We're either looking to enter a long trade above or before we actually break below those lows, okay, if we get a confirmation. And if price continues to the downside breaking below the lows, well, then we're going to have to wait again for another confirmation, but we're only looking to take a buy trade. And while we are in a bearish momentum, we're not entering any buy positions. Okay, it's all discipline. Then moving on to pound dollar. So we've got the rejection right here, a pretty decent rejection whatsoever, and then we have another one at the 61.8. So for me, it looks like we're getting hints from the market that we're most likely going to reverse here as well. Okay. Again, I'm currently looking at the 4-hour time frame. Here is the 1-hour chart. If we see a change in market structure, then this is going to be our signal. What does that mean? It means that we want to see price breaking and closing above previous structure. So for example, this most recent high, we can use that and then wait for the market to break above that. And then on the retest, this is where we could potentially look for buying opportunities. Okay, right here. You can also be a little bit more conservative, and let's say you want to see the market breaking above this previous high. This is going to give you a higher success rate on your trades, most definitely, but it means you're going to have less trades and you're going to have to be even more patient. So I'm mostly talking to those of you who are not that experienced in the market, because if you are, you have learned already that patience actually pays. And if you're not patient enough, you're going to keep entering those trades and giving your profits back to the market. This is what a lot of traders lose. It's not because they're not making money, it's because they give all the profit back to the market. I've said that so many times, and it is so true. Okay, because this is the 1-hour time frame. Okay, and that same high that we're looking at right here, if you look at that on the 4-hour chart, let's double check the level. 1.3680. So it's basically this one right here, 1.3680. You see, if you look at the 1-hour chart, even this high makes sense. You're like, okay, if we break above that, then we can start looking for buying opportunities. But this is 1.3610, 3615, basically this right here. Okay, see, this is insignificant on the higher time frames, and you should always keep looking at the higher time frames first. Base your entries and trade ideas on the higher time frames, and then you can potentially drop to a lower time frame. All right, because if you're looking at the 4-hour chart, if price breaks above that, it doesn't really mean anything. This is really the high that you need to pay attention to, because if we manage to break above that, well, then that probably means we're going to gain even more momentum and continue the uptrend, because after all, we are in a strong uptrend. So that means we're only looking for buying opportunities. Okay, imagine you've got a trend like this and you're trying to sell. Okay, all the way up until current price action, from down here 1.21 up to around 1.38 pretty much, and you're trying to sell. Well, you're going to lose your account, right? The market direction is clear, and if you're still struggling to find out what is the market direction every single day, you open up the chart and you don't know in which direction the market is moving, you got to join the premium Telegram channel. This is where we talk about this stuff every single day. You will get an update on all of the setups that we're trading every single day before the London market opens. So you just watch a short video of about 6-7 minutes, and in that video I go through each one of those instruments, at least 90% of them. For example, the yen cross pairs, major instruments, gold, Bitcoin, right? And I'm giving you the market direction for the day ahead. So I'm basically telling you before the session has even started, I'm telling you, okay, Euro yen, you should focus on buying. Euro pound, you should focus on selling. Euro Aussie, you should focus on selling. Gold, only buy. You know, this is that basically, it's half of the job is done. You know in which direction you should be trading. So your task right now is to just find the correct entries. And in the premium Telegram channel, I'm also sharing levels at which we can potentially find entries. I'm not giving you signals, because this does not work in the long term, but I'm giving you the market direction, and whatever kind of strategy you have, you can apply that with the knowledge from the premium, with the information from the premium channel, and this is how you increase your win rate. If you haven't tried it before, then give it a try. You know, you've been trading for a while, I can imagine. You haven't got any better results. You're still not making money. So obviously you have to change something in order to change your results. If you're not ready to make a change, you ain't ready for the positive results. As simple as that, honestly. So anyways, euro dollar and pound dollar, we're looking for buying opportunities, okay? But first we need to see that reversal. Right now, we're actually bearish. So be careful with your entries. Moving on to gold, okay? Now, same thing again. If you look at the daily time frame, just look at that trend, okay? You've got the major low, 3,120. So if the market falls all the way down here and it actually breaks below this low, well then we could be talking about a trend reversal. But this is quite far. We are currently trading at 3,320 and this is down at 3,120. So what will it take for gold to drop with $200? It will take a lot. It will take something out of the ordinary for this to happen. So for now, we're only looking for buying opportunities. Not only that, but you can actually see that after we tapped at the 3,120 level, price immediately went back to the upside to around 3,360. Okay. Since then, we've been trading pretty much sideways, but as you can see, we haven't started gaining any momentum to the downside. In fact, we had price breaking above previous highs consecutively until it tested the previous highs up here, major all-time highs. Okay, but anyways, we're looking for a continuation of this move, and I believe we're going to see again new all-time highs for gold. So what does that mean? Same thing like euro dollar and pound dollar. It means that we're not looking to sell, we're only looking for buying opportunities. You can then drop down to a lower time frame, say for example the 4-hour chart, okay, and this is exactly the same example as the one that we talked about on euro dollar and pound dollar. Now imagine that price breaks below this level, 3,250, okay, basically this previous low and this previous low. A lot of people will start taking short positions, and these are the people that are going to get tricked, and they're going to become the liquidity that we're looking for, because down here we have, again, what do we have? We have liquidity. We have plenty of orders that are waiting to get triggered. So we know there are stop loss orders down here, okay, because of the buyers that enter the market here and here. We also know that there are a lot of pending orders waiting to be triggered. So all of that is volume, is liquidity, okay? So in order for the market to create the next momentum to the upside, it will most likely have to take out some liquidity, all right? We partially do this by printing those long rejection wicks. So that's why not every single time the market will grab liquidity, but whenever it does, it really gives you a better entry, a confirmed entry, I would say. Okay, so anyways, I'm looking at the 1-hour time frame. It looks like we're pushing down, but at the same time, those pullbacks are signals that we're not actually that strong to the downside. Okay, now sometimes you've got a momentum, then you've got a little bit of a pullback and you have another momentum. Not the same thing here. Maybe in the first leg, but then you have a downside move. You've got an upside move taking price all the way back to the highs. Almost the same thing right here. Okay, we're not talking about small pullbacks and a continuation immediately. As you can see, there's just almost as much as bullish pressure as there is bearish. So anyways, what do I have here? Well, I have the Fibonacci retracement on this move on the 1-hour time frame. And where do we have our most recent reaction? We have it down here at the 61.8 level. So we then have this bullish move. So now I want to see whether we're going to be able to continue to the upside, because if we break above this high, then that probably means we're heading up again. So we're going to be looking to position ourselves into long trades. Okay. Here is the 15-minute time frame. Now, first we have this previous structure. This is exactly at the 50% Fibonacci level. This Fibonacci is on this most recent move from down here up to the swing high on the 15-minute time frame. So if we are currently looking at a reversal, that probably means we're going to be reacting to one of those levels. Okay, it could be the 38.2 level, could also be the 61.8 level. But either one of those levels is the one that will most likely give us the entry. So this is what you need to observe. 3,312 down to around 3,300. Basically this area right here. Now don't take this as an entry signal. I'm not telling you set up your pending orders there. All I'm doing, and if you've watched my previous live sessions, you will know what I'm going to say. All I'm doing is just thinking out loud, sharing my opinion. I'm not telling you where to enter a trade. You know, you may be short biased on gold. Good luck to you, but if that's your plan, then this is what you got to do. In this case, all I would say would be look at the weekly, look at the daily time frame. Tell me what is the trend, what is the overall market direction. Oh, it's long. Oh, we're going up. Yeah, that's right. That's why you got to be looking for buying opportunities only. I don't want you to wipe out your account because you're trading against the main trend. This is not how it works. You're not going to be able to survive long term if you're only looking to short in an uptrending market. And like I said in the beginning of the session, not only euro dollar and pound dollar, but also the yen cross pairs are currently setting up for a really good entries, in my opinion. What do we got? We've got pound yen. In fact, let's start off with euro yen. Okay, I'm gonna delete this fib right here. We've got a nice reaction at the 38.2, and then we've got a strong continuation to the upside. So let's see how it goes. We've got the 4-hour time frame. Obviously, we're pushing up. You know, what I like the most about the yen cross pairs is that whenever we've got a trend, a well-defined trend, price will most likely keep pushing up or down, of course, depending on the trend. Um, and especially if you're trading in the lower time frames, I think it's a good environment to trade one of those pairs. Why? Well, because if you have this on the 1-hour time frame, you don't really have good pullbacks that will provide a good risk to reward ratio, right? But when you have this on the 1-hour time frame, and then you drop to the 15-minute time frame, instead of that much of a pullback, this right here would look like this. Okay, so right here and right now you can actually find an entry with a good risk to reward ratio. So what I'm trying to say is within this move, it's very difficult to find a decent entry, so to speak, because this is the 1-hour chart. Now, if you look at the 15-minute chart though, this is a lot more tradable, isn't it? Right? These pullbacks make sense. Now, I'm looking at this move right here. I'm definitely this is a 38.2 level. Okay, whereas if you look at the 1-hour chart, it doesn't look as good. It is at 38.2, even though we dipped below that. You can see, you know, these types of signals are very important, very strong signals as well. Okay, so you have a momentum candle to the downside, but you have a rejection wick as well. You can easily see that rejection wick. In fact, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Right, this is what I'm talking about. First signal that this bearish move is probably coming to an end. Now after this, you've got another bearish candle, which is not as strong. Okay, why? Because we're not being able to break below this rejection wick. Then you have a reversal candle on in the opposite direction. You have another one. Okay, again a strong bullish candle, and then you have a strong momentum candle, which is closing above the bearish momentum candle. So this right here is the perfect reversal. It's literally a textbook reversal, and also it's happening right at the 38.2 level. Okay, so you can see the effect on after this candle. We trade sideways for a bit. Okay, a lot of newbie traders in this case, even if they enter a long trade and they're on the right side of the market of the trend, they'll probably exit their trade because they don't have confidence in their system. Why? because you get the perfect reversal. So you expect that the next candles will be bullish candles, and it will probably take your trade straight to take profit, and you're not gonna have to break a sweat. If it was so easy, and sometimes it is, I'm not gonna lie, but if it was so easy, trading wouldn't be that stressful. But trading is stressful. So you've got the perfect reversal, and then the market is just trading sideways. Okay, so now you're not sure whether you should keep your trade open, because you know that there could be a momentum in the opposite direction. So how do you build confidence in scenarios like this and you hold your trades so they eventually hit take profit? Well, first you got to trust your system. But the only way to trust your system is to either already have decent results using it, okay, or you have back tested it and you're just starting to trade it live. If you've done your back test properly, you are going to be very confident in your system, and for you, it wouldn't be a problem to hold a trade, even when it's in the red. Okay, if you open a trade based on specific rules and the trade goes against you, but it hasn't yet stopped you out, it is stressful. But it's not stressful if, like I said, you've back tested your strategy, because you know over time and over, let's say, 100 trades, you know what to expect. You know that, for example, 50% of those trades take a couple of days to complete, or maybe several hours. But in the first hours, let's say 38% of those 50% are, price trading sideways around your entry. See, if you've got the data, it's easy to make decisions while you are in the trade, and basically to manage your trades, manage your risk, manage your trades, and everything. This is very helpful, by the way, for those of you who don't yet have the experience to have gone through this and to know how it works. So, anyways, back to the 1 hour time frame. Let's drag the fib right here. Okay, the 38.2 level is 170.80. Okay, so this would be the level where I'm going to be looking for price to eventually push price to, and then, potentially give me a reversal. Again, this is not a trade signal. Okay, so don't think that if price gets to 38.2, I'm going to be looking to buy. I mean, you could, but you need your extra confirmation. So yeah, get this, sometimes I lay out the analysis and then price gets to a level which I've mentioned and it does a reverse. People are like, oh, you're not right. I don't need to be right, you know. I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to react to whatever the market gives me. So I may say that I will be looking for an entry at the 38.2, but it doesn't mean that I'm surely going to enter a trade if price gets there. Okay, because we may tap that level, then have just one candle in the opposite direction, and then we have another momentum candle to the downside. What do you think I'm going to do? Do you think I'm going to open a long trade? Of course not. I'm going to have to wait for price to go back to the upside and maybe break above this momentum candle. And this is going to be my signal, my confirmation that we're actually reversing at this specific level. And then we have pound yen, where again I've got the Fibonacci retracement to 38.2. In this case is 198.10.15. Down to 61.8 is 197. So the thing is, I think the pound will be performing better, which probably means we're going to have a less of a pullback on the pound yen, and maybe potentially more of a pullback on euro yen. So 170 is where we could also see price on euro yen. If it's not 170.80, okay, the 38.2, then it could be the 61.8. So it's your job to follow price action and see how it reacts around those levels. Okay, and if you don't have the time to follow price action, well, then you have to check out the volatility expert advisor. And by the way, I just shared a couple of days ago, or was it yesterday? Not sure, but I did share a video on the results that we got on our accounts here at Trendline Forex using the volatility expert advisor. So if you want to see how much it makes each month, you can have a look at the most recent video that I uploaded here on YouTube. I'm not sure what's going on. I think our account here on YouTube may be shadow banned because a couple of years ago we had way less subscribers and I was making more views on each and every video. And right now I'm probably averaging like 20 views per video, which is absolutely nothing. So I think I may be shadow banned. I don't know how to double check this and see how to fix it. Uh, but hopefully more people get to those live sessions and or the videos that we share, because we've got over 150 members using the volatility expert advisor, and lots of those people are actually making money. And we've also made a completely free course on the expert advisor. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, okay, if you have watched some of my previous live sessions, you probably do know what I'm talking about. But um, if you don't, then check out trendlineforex.com and then come up here to the volatility trading. Click on that, read everything that's on this page. You can watch the videos if you want to. Okay, see some of the results that the volatility expert advisor has achieved. Not only the videos, you can also see some of the members right here. All of those accounts and those in the video are verified accounts by my FX book. All right, we're not talking bullshit here. So check that out. Okay, then read all of that. And not only that, but you can actually, before you even decide whether you want to test the expert advisor, see how it works for yourself, before you even do that, we would suggest that you come to services, you go to advanced, and then then you watch this course. It's completely free. Okay, you don't have to pay for that course, and it's a full course on how to use the volatility expert advisor. Okay, so anyways, plenty of videos here, what kind of strategies you can use with it, but basically any strategy, because it's a very flexible expert advisor. And we do not promote this as one of those algos where you just attach it onto your chart and it starts generating profit. It doesn't work like this. In order for you to be successful with the expert advisor, you must have a trading plan, you must know how to do your analysis, you must know how to find key levels on the chart. And if you can do that, then you can successfully use the expert advisor. So this is a semi-automated expert advisor, because you've got to do your analysis, and then you have to set up the expert advisor to automate your entries based on your analysis. Okay, otherwise it's not going to work. But anyways, so what's the deal with the EA? If you're trading manually, now you have to wait for price to test 38.2. Now you have to watch price action, see if you get a reversal signal. Okay, now if you don't, and instead of that price action continues to the downside, now you've got to wait for your next key level, let's say 170. Now price taps into the 170 level, and again, you have to observe price action right now, see if you get the entry. And if you do, then you have to enter a trade. Let's say you take your entry right here, and then step number 3, in order to make money, obviously you need the market to go in your favor, right? But not many times it does. Sometimes it goes against you, or sometimes it's trading sideways. In scenario number 1, where it goes against you, you do not make money if you're trading manually. Scenario number 2, again, you're trading around break even, you're not generating any profit. Okay, the only way that you can actually make money is if price goes above your entry and it keeps going up. But with the expert advisor, you can actually achieve profits in this scenario right here. Even when price is going against you, you're still generating profit. Okay, if it doesn't make any sense to you, well, then watch the course. I've explained everything there. Okay, and also if price goes up again, you're still making profit, right? But you have to know, you must have the skills to know at which level you're going to set it up. And also the best thing about it is that you don't need a specific level. Instead of opening a one lot trade right here on 38.2, you can spread that out. Let's say one lot across 100 trades from 170.80 down to 170. And so right now you don't need the specific entry level, which also means this automatically saves you a lot of time, because you don't need to look at the chart. You just set up the expert advisor and it can start entering buy positions right here in this zone. So you don't really care what price does here, as long as there is enough volatility in the market, which of course there's always volatility in the market, you are going to be able to generate profits. Okay, it takes a little bit of time to switch your mindset if you've always been trading manually until now. But once you do, once you understand what is the idea of the expert advisor, it's a game changer. It saves you time, it generates more profits, it increases your win rate. If you have a strategy right now and that strategy has, let's say, 55% win rate, with the expert advisor, this is going to go above 65%, 70%. You'll see why. Watch the course, completely free course. You don't have to pay anything. Okay, again, trendlineforex.com. Click on the volatility trading right here. You can, get familiar with the expert advisor, how it works, what it is like, and then you can watch the course. Services, advanced. I'm actually going to send you the link right here. And since we're talking about free courses, remember that we've got other free courses. Let's say the funding challenge, how to pass a funding challenge. This is again completely for free. All you got to do is just register on our website and then you'll get access to all of those videos right here. Okay, not only that, but we also have a completely free course on how the brokers work, how to choose a Forex broker. So you're going to get familiar with the business side of things when it comes to brokers in the Forex market. This is very important. A lot of people skip that step because they think it's not going to make them any money. But once you start making money in Forex, now your next step is how to protect them and how to have them secure. If I want to withdraw my money, I want to be able to do that, right? So, learn how to choose the right Forex broker for your trading with this course completely for free. Back to the charts. Let's see what's going on. We have gold, we have pound dollar, we have euro dollar. So for now, we're still pushing down, which is completely fine with us. We're not rushing into any entries. We're not looking to take a buy trade yet. Of course, we've got a strong bearish price action as we speak. So we're not gambling. We're not trading against this move. We're just waiting. All right. You guys let me know what's going on with your trading. Do you currently have any setups? Are you looking for entries across any of the instruments that, I'm looking at? When I first started trading, I wasn't even trading euro dollar or pound dollar. I just went straight into some, cross pairs. I don't know why, but I didn't have any logic back then, so I didn't have any guidance until I, bought a course here and there and started learning by myself. And, I started, uh, getting more familiar with how the market operates and, how to find profitable trades, how to be more conservative as well. Now, this is very important, right? Because everybody is so reckless with their accounts, with their trading in the beginning that people don't even calculate their risk. I get to speak with people who have been trading for several months and they've never opened a forex calculator. It's mind blowing. Now we can easily see price rejecting the same levels down here. Obviously, we have seen this happening on a couple of occasions already. We've got a rejection right here, another one. Okay, so obviously price is struggling to break below that level. So let's see how it goes once we get down here again. But this is not just on euro dollar. Obviously, the same idea here follows on pound dollar as well. It looks like we're about to retest the previous low. If we have another rejection like this, okay, so let's say a candle that is piercing through, this low, but then closing up as a bullish candle, this could be a signal for a move in the opposite direction. So keep that in mind. All right, so short term, we see a rejection of the previous lows here on the yen cross pairs. Now, a signal like this, if it occurs on the higher time frames, say for example the 1 or the 4 hour chart, that would be a very strong signal. But I do not consider it such a strong signal on the lower time frames because we tend to see more noise, we tend to see more fake out, and that's exactly why we're more cautious with taking trades on the lower time frames. don't see any indication for a reversal yet. So remember, if you look at the higher time frames, we can, we can still expect for price to form a deeper pullback here. Now the 38.2 level is down at 1.1685, and this is regarding euro dollar. When it comes to pound dollar, the 61.8 is at 1.3530. Okay, so at least those levels I'm expecting for price to revisit again. Now, is it going to go any lower? If it does, we're then looking at the major lows. So we have this one down here, but we've also got the 1.3370 for pound dollar. As long as we're trading above this, we're still going to be looking for buying opportunities. Okay. When it comes to euro dollar, then as long as we're trading above 1.1450, then we're looking for buying opportunities. And I do like what kind of levels we have here for euro dollar, because it's only at the even above the 38.2. So no problem for price to get down to 1.16 basically, right? This is the 61.8. And what did I say earlier? I said that whenever we've got a clear trend, like we have here in this case on the majors, even if we get a deeper pullback, this is even better for us. Why? Because we're trying to buy, right? So the cheaper the price is, the better the trade is. It sounds very simple. It's a little bit more difficult to execute, especially with emotions coming in, because you're looking for buying opportunities. You see that price for days is pushing down. So when the moment comes, you're now not sure. All right, is it gonna keep going down, or because it's been going down for a week, for example, right? So what should I buy, or what should I do? In this case, if you're not certain about the trade, just wait for price to shift structure. How? Well, you're not entering while it's going down, you're entering once we have a breakout. Basically the A, B, C, D pattern, and the D is the point where you've got the breakout. Okay, so this right here would be a change in structure, shift in structure. This is what I say to traders who are scared to pull the trigger when the moment comes. This is always a good. It's always good and to be more conservative and to wait for further confirmation. And in cases like this is what you need. So, for example, here on euro dollar, if you have a strong rejection down here, would you enter a trade? Because you've got a rejection right here, second, third. This is going to be the fourth rejection. So for me, let's say, for example, if I have a higher risk tolerance, I can enter a trade right here. But if you're uncertain about the trades, you can wait for price to break above this high. Okay, so imagine that it does this, and then on the retest, this is where you're going to be looking to enter your trade. Now, there's pros and cons of both scenarios. So let's say if you enter right here, you don't really have that much of a confirmation yet, but by the time you've got the breakout, you can already close your trade in profit. Now the thing is that you don't really have such a strong confirmation for the reversal, so you can also get taken out. The other thing about the more conservative approach is that you have to wait longer. So that means more active time looking at the chart. Okay, but then the advantage of that is that you now have a confirmed reversal, right? So you should be more certain and not as stressed before or during your trade. And it's really up to you. It's individual with everybody, right? There are people with higher risk tolerance, they don't mind entering earlier, and then there's people who would much rather be more sure in their trade because this brings them a peace of mind. So it keeps their mind clear, and and then those people are going to be able to manage that trade better. And I'm always up with both my hands up for being more conservative. Okay, but again, like I said, it really depends on your style as a trader. Okay, on your character as a person as well. By the way, we talk about all of this in our psychology course on our website trendlineforex.com. So I think I'm gonna end the session in a few minutes. But lastly, I'd say check out the links in the description below this video. If you haven't joined the free Telegram, make sure to do so. Like I said, this is where we send out daily updates on euro dollar. And by the way, if you want to get notified completely for free every single week in the beginning of the week, what are the best trading opportunities on our watch list, then you can subscribe for our email newsletter. Just make sure to go over to trendlineforex.com. Okay, and I think it's going to be somewhere down here, right? So right here, you can subscribe for our free email newsletter every Monday. You will receive information on euro dollar, on gold, Bitcoin, and there is a different trading opportunity every single week, which we call, our top opportunity for the week. So we would give you a setup to follow throughout the week, and if that setup is still valid by the time there is an entry, you can take the entry if you want to. Uh, that down here you can also join our free Telegram channel. And yeah, I mean, there is a ton of free information on our website. Actually, I just uh, published another, no, not webinars, another blog article earlier today. Okay, so you can check that out as well. There is a ton of free articles. Okay, you can go through those. In some of those articles, I'm also sharing strategies. Okay, so if you don't have a strategy, you can have a look at those. And like I said, we've got free courses as well. So have a look at those as well. Whatever kind of questions you guys have, you can always reach out to us. The best way to do it is through Telegram, or send us an email, whatever. And if you are interested in any of our, expert advisors, again, you can talk to us. If you need any more information or any further explanation about each one of those products. But this is what's going to make your trading a lot more easier, especially if you're struggling with emotions. Even if you have your own strategy, like I said, they could be applied to every strategy out there. This is our idea, to make products that are going to be relevant to everybody out there. Okay, so we really put in the effort to give you a ton of free educational content, so you don't have an excuse as to why you're not progressing. And if you really want to take trading seriously, we've got mentoring programs. Okay, we've got EAs, which are semi-automated, but it will bring you more profits than you can ever make when you're trading manually. Even if you are a successful trader already, this is very important. Okay, and as you can see, I'm doing those live sessions twice a week, every week, to give you as much free information as I can. Also give you some potential setups to look for. And yeah, hopefully you guys appreciate that, and I would be more than happy to speak with you. We can set up an online call, or we can just chat through Telegram. So make sure to leave your comments in the comment section below this video. Obviously, for those of you who are not watching live, as we are approaching the end of the stream, um, you know, be conservative, definitely. If you are a very aggressive trader and you've been trading for a while and you haven't seen any progress, or you're still struggling to keep your profits and not give them back to the market, well, then that probably means you have to be a little bit more conservative. All right, adjust your strategy according to the market cycle. um, Free Telegram channel for you guys, and if you, like I said, if you want to take trading seriously, join the premium Telegram channel and go through our mentoring program. This is going to give you all the knowledge that you need from the courses in the mentoring program. We're talking about more than 15 courses. Okay, and you also get 12 months access to our premium Telegram channel. This is where you will see all of that knowledge that you're going to gain with the courses. You're going to see that how we put that knowledge into action in live market when you're watching every single day the videos from the premium Telegram channel. If you want to learn more, drop a comment or text us on Telegram. I'll be more than happy to speak to you guys. I'll see you in the next either live session or the next video on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Take care, everybody.